Okay, we only have one main thing on the agenda. This is the Board of Canvassing for the election that happened on June 13th. Our agenda is we are to review the material, equipment, and the results of the June 13th election, canvass the election results. Certification of the election results is scheduled for Wednesday, the 21st, 4:30. Swearing in of the new council members so that you all know. You won't have to be here, but nobody's here. Is 7/1 for 7/1 to 6/30/25 is June 29th or 24th. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the review of.
Yes, the 29th, right? Yeah, correct. Next Thursday,
Yep.
we're doing the swearing in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
2020 or 25.
25.
25, yeah. Okay, all right, so let's move on, have the review of the materials and equipment and results of the June 13th, 2023 election.
Okay.
Madam Clerk,
So what I have here is just all the empty envelopes that the county board opened, which are all there if you wanted to review them. And these are the documents that were used, or the blank ones that weren't used, but forms if you needed to review any of that. You can see that we still have the seal over the box. It was not used, and I have the two keys that have locked the box from the counting board. So in here you have your precinct book that will let you know who is eligible to vote as a registered voter and the address that they have. This is your tally sheet and your calculation. These are the unused ballots. Those are your used ballots. We have one rejected ballot. We reached out to the Secretary of State to find out what would constitute a rejected ballot. Unfortunately, if someone checked every person on the ballot, that ballot therefore would have to be rejected, and we did have one instance of that.
Okay.
And it has to be the entire ballot.
The entire ballot.
They may
Yeah,
not
yes.
because
voted
they,
correctly in the
right,
public race.
Yeah.
they did not follow the directions.
And we have this from the Secretary of State. I printed that out so the counting board had that.
So
Those are the ballot stubs.
you want to put all this stuff back in there?
You can once you've reviewed it. Then we did have some people that were provisional voters. It is signed on the back, so when you open these, due to secrecy, please don't state your name or address. And I have some documentation from the clerk's office that would help you decide whether these ballots should be accepted.
Did the counting board or the poll workers indicate in any way what their issue was that kept
Yes,
them?
it will tell you on the front of the provisional, yes.
Yes.
So we have 37 early voters. You get to see also, which is in the account that you have on that tally sheet.
Okay.
Okay, Council, I'm going to open the
That's what we need to.
provisional ballots. This is right, I opened it, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
those ones we have.
And then if I look at each one, I can give you the paperwork that will tell you what the circumstances were
Do
around
not
them.
use names.
No, just don't use the names, addresses,
Well, yeah,
please.
no drain, names, or addresses.
You have 8 provisionals?
8 provisionals, yeah.
However, let's say they rejected it because the ballot, let's say the person came in and they lived on Wilk Street, and so their registration was Wilk Street, but they moved to North Washington Street a block away. And the question is about, we just internally say that. the
Right,
person's
so
not
then
addressing whether-
exactly.
Then what?
So the first one that you have, this person was not recorded in the book. So let me just find the name and I can tell you what the county clerk said, and then you can make a decision whether you want to accept it or not. This person, according to the county clerk, is not registered to vote,
Period.
period.
And we can't accept that.
That one's gone.
And you have a cheat sheet in your canvassing notes that tells you what you can and can't accept people for.
You don't have to look that one up.
That one needs to go.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
surprised.
That's unusual.
But, okay, everybody okay with, oh,
Yeah, you'd like to take a gander, please.
Yeah. That is unusual.
first time we stuff at
You
that.
probably just thought, this person probably thought you registered and you didn't.
This one, I believe that we should accept him. He is not registered in the book to vote, but as you can see, it looks like it is an error and the county clerk will correct that.
I'll give this back to you.
Thank you.
So they're not registered in the book, but it's an error on
The
County's
the
clerk.
part,
clerk's office.
Yes.
I,
Then we should count that one.
I have the same question about the, about, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean,
If you're
I
not
would believe
registered, you're not
that this
registered.
person.
He is registered, he was just in the wrong precinct.
Yeah. The other one
So
wasn't
he was not
registered
in
at
our-
all.
This one was not
Yeah,
registered
the
at
other
all.
one wasn't
Right,
registered.
the other
at
one
all.
wasn't
The
registered
first
to
one
vote at
shouldn't
all.
count, this one should
They
count.
already
I believe
counted,
so.
they weren't registered.
Right.
I'm in favor of counting it then. I believe.
What, if they're not registered?
No.
Now, the first one we're not
The first
counting,
one
the
we
second
can't
one
count.
is an error, they should
Right,
count.
and
I
believe-
agree.
I believe that that is.
So I think you should probably hold that one out and we can open it and add it to our score.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, just leave it right there on the floor, that'll work.
There.
okay, your third one.
Third
Back
one.
to the quarter, Sharon, whoever should have it.
These two have got very similar names. And nobody caught it. So this one is a non-registered voter.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's, again, that's easy.
Not registered, I mean, and just not in the book and not registered, period.
Exactly. You can see on the front of the provisional, it tells you why they were rejected.
Now, this one here is, the same. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Okay, this one, they came in to vote, they were not in the voter's book, they did not show ID, but they were vouched for by a poll worker. However, the address that the county clerk has them listed at is not the address that they had on this documentation.
This just sounds too.
This is the one that goes.
No idea.
And the address they have does not match the ID that they were trying to
They didn't
show.
have any ID. They were not in the book, they did not present any ID. A poll worker vouched for them to allow them to vote. I voted them provisionally. When I checked with the county clerk, the address that the county clerk had did not line up with the address that they're telling us they live
That they
at.
provide.
Correct.
And we-
What does the laws?
And they're not in the book, right?
They're not registered.
They're not in the book.
They're not in the book.
That
Well,
takes
they're not
care of it.
registered,
Yeah.
they're not registered as a voter in town.
Well, but if you look at the address,
Right,
you saw the address.
yes.
That's what they told us.
The one on the paperwork, the provisional envelope is the address that they gave us. The address that is on the email that the county clerk provided us.
It's different.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Spaced out here. I would say if it's not
Yeah.
in the book, we shouldn't
Yeah,
count
we
it.
can't.
I agree.
They're not a, if they were in the book somewhere and it was just a clerical error with address, I'd maybe think.
Right, if both addresses were
Right.
in town, it might
Number 5,
need to do a change of address, but we still accept it.
Sounds like they haven't voted for a while.
what do we got with this?
All right. Okay. This young lady does live in town. She was not in the book. However, the county clerk said that she is not registered.
Not registered to vote. All right,
Then we
That's
got
no
that.
brainer. That's no brainer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they have to be registered.
So you have 8 or 7?
Yeah.
I only have, this is number 6, right?
But still, they haven't voted, they don't have the voter registration
I only
card,
have-
they can't be counted, they gotta be in the book. One way
You're
or
a
another.
registered voter,
Oh,
absolutely.
I have, there's another one in the envelope.
Yeah.
This one, she showed me an address, in town, which I verified from her water account, but she came from a different state. When I looked her up in the book, she was not there. And the county clerk says she is not registered to vote, so she cannot vote in town.
Then we
I just didn't realize she needed to change the registration.
Okay. We gotta get people, get them registered so that,
This one's definitely going to be an issue. Sorry, guys. He does live in town. He was not in the book. The county clerk told me that the address that I had been provided her was not within the town limits. However, according to the tax map, it is within the town limits. He does pay town of Bath taxes. So you have to make the decision whether you feel that he is eligible to vote. I did send it over to the Secretary of State's office for clarification, but unfortunately, with it being a holiday, we have not heard back.
yeah, I mean, if he lives within town,
If
he's
he's paying town taxes,
paid town taxes,
I think we need to count it.
I think that needs to be counted.
I knew
Yeah.
it too.
I think that, you know,
We just need to make sure that the county clerk understands that this address is in town. And
Yeah.
she can verify it with the
Right.
assessor's office.
yes.
The program that she uses says it's not.
What's,
On this one,
Susan, she
we're saying
knows.
to count this one.
Or Rick,
it's,
you know,
this
They're paying
is
taxes.
definitely in the town limits. I know for a fact. It is, so we need to call
So,
them.
yes, we'll get that straightened out.
Yes. it
And then I
is.
think you should have one more in there. It's not going to be an envelope, it should just be a ballot. Okay, the reason that this one was put in the provisional is because we turn it over. Unfortunately, we did not have 2 poll worker signatures on the back. My feeling is that is not the person's
Our workers
problem.
didn't sign the back.
Exactly, I think we should count that.
Count
They
it.
live in town, they're in the book.
Yeah, count it.
Count it, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I believe you're counting this
Yes.
one and
And this one
And
that's
this one.
This one, and
Right.
wasn't there one other?
Yeah, that's up here, the
Three
second
altogether.
one.
Three
So,
altogether.
There's 3
so yes,
altogether.
3 altogether.
all right,
Yes, 1,
here's
2, 3.
the 2 for the 2.
So you get to open those now and add those to your count.
Okay, well, I'll start with the top one, the one we just took out. We got 1 extra vote for Scott Murphy.
Hold on, man. Go ahead.
You ready? Everybody
Yep.
ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, one vote for Scott Murphy, 1 vote for Susan Webster, 1 vote for Thomas Hall, 1 vote for Elizabeth Skinner, 1 vote for Mary Lynn Hickey, and 1 vote for Rebecca Cloud. All right, that's that. Okay, the next one, so I have to open these, right?
Yes.
You should have 3.
Am I supposed to do this?
Oh, you're doing it. I don't do it.
She can record it while you're opening the others.
She is.
Can't do this.
Yeah, no,
She should be able to do that.
this point. Okay.
Yeah, listen to you. I only want to hear it.
I know.
I need to tear the envelope open. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's ugly. Okay. Okay, this one here, we have one extra vote for Dave O'Connell,
Okay.
one extra vote for Bob Earl
And
Emmerich, one extra vote for Elizabeth Skinner, one extra vote for Mary Lynn Hickey, and one extra vote for Rebecca McLeod.
We have one more.
Okay, what was that one?
Say they sealed them, didn't
Well, they did their job.
Don't you have a pocket knife?
No, I don't carry a knife with me because
they?
I,
Afraid to get.
well, that and I fly all the time. So guess what? If I carry a knife and I forget to take it out of my pocket, guess where I go to jail?
Or they take it from you. You don't get it back.
That's a good one.
remember to the last road.
Hey, well, somebody's out there, so I'm pleased. Okay, folks. And we're into another one.
Jeez.
And that was double bogey there. Okay. Ta-da! All right. We got one extra vote for Scott Murky, one extra vote for Susan Webster, one extra vote for Elizabeth Skinner,
Yeah, you too.
and one extra vote for Rebecca McLeod.
That's it, right?
That is it.
Okay.
Do we have to put them in the same envelopes that I took them out of?
No.
I
No?
was gonna say, he did a job on it.
The one I got opened, come on now. On some of the season.
Sorry, they're going right back in here for till the clerk
Okay,
reviews.
so,
Done this before to this extent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just you forget every 2
I know, it really is true.
Okay. All right. Do we now have does this create a situation?
No, I don't think so.
now, because they're both in the pool of,
It's just that now they have 52 and the other one has 50.
right.
So it's not gonna change anything. It's just
Yeah.
that they switch positions.
So what you got?
Did I catch all that? You got one?
Yeah, do you want to make sure you all got the same?
Right. I have 2 extra votes for Scott Murky, which brings him to 72. I have 2 extra votes for Susan Webster, which brings her to 69.
Yep.
I have 1 extra vote for Thomas Hall, which brings him to 55.
Yep.
1 extra vote for David O'Connell, which brings him to 39. 1 extra vote for Bob Emmerich, which brings him to 23. No extra votes for Greg Sheen.
Before he stays.
He stays, yeah. 3 extra votes for Elizabeth Skinner, which brings her to 60.
Right.
2 extra votes for Mary Lynn Hickey, which brings her to 51. No extra votes for Rob Campbell, stays at 14. I have 3 extra votes for Rebecca McLeod, which brings her to 51. And no extra votes for Joseph Giles. So do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 do we have a tie for the fifth? Or the-
We still
No,
have
no,
five
no,
council
no,
members.
We still got
good.
five
We're still
council
good.
members.
We're
We
still
take
good.
you and
All right,
I off the
gotcha.
top.
Gotcha,
Yes.
okay. All right.
Oh, good. Come on now.
It has happened.
Have I not lived through that?
That was crazy. Okay. All right, we're good, we're good, we're good, okay.
Go ahead, Sharon, you got the floor.
Thank you. So I'm gonna put everything back in the box. We're gonna lock it back up and I will take it over to the county clerk's office once she certified the election results.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
so we will meet back here on Wednesday, June the 21st at 4:30 to certify these election results. This is all that we can do at this time in this meeting because it was just for the Board of County election. Common consent for adjournment. We're adjourned.
Thank you very much.
It's pretty cut forward unless we have a tie.
Sharon,
Yes.
do you happen to know, do you happen to have, or do you know where I get the form that I have to fill out for my expenses?
Yeah, we
for the
can get it
election?
off the Secretary of State's office. I